Good evening and welcome to Winnipeg. Okay, I originally was going to try and put those two little ladders on the grandstand. And then I started thinking about this. And I got to do what I want to do at the time. And this is what I want to do at this time. So now we know, or maybe I should say, I know, the rest of you probably already knew this. I now know what these LEDs will do and what they won't do. What they won't do well is glue them up to the inside of the porthole. Let's just turn this inside upside down here. There's about 24 portholes on each side of this piece of superstructure. We're going to be dealing with this hopefully by the end of the week. Maybe even tomorrow night if things go well, but that never goes as planned, does it? Okay, so I think it was, in fact I know it was, right here we had drilled a hole and we glued the LED onto it, and then we were noticing that even when the LED was not lit up, the reflection was bouncing back out of the thing, and the porthole looked bright. Well, it just wouldn't be like that, at least not in the daytime. It would look black. So, all right. So that idea is out. And besides, if you had say there's approximately 50 portholes on this one piece, you'd have to install 50 individual LEDs all the way along the inside for that to work. And yeah, you could do it. They're dirt cheap. Like I think these things cost about 8 cents a piece. I think it was around $8 for 100, and I've actually seen them. I think Amazon.com has them for like around $3 100. Not exactly like this, but they would do much the same thing, I think. Anyway, it's amazing how they can make them so cheap. You can't even buy bubble gum for that price. Anyway. Okay, so how would I do this now? Now I know how other guys have done it. Now this is how would I do it with LEDs if I wasn't going to use fiber optics. And I think I mentioned that, at least I mentioned to one of the viewers that 2-3 years ago, Aussie Trekkie. You remember Aussie Trekkie? He had this show going on. I don't know what happened to it. All his videos are gone now. But anyway, he was doing some lighting, and I typed him in a suggestion. Have you thought about fiber optics? And he came back to me with a very valid reason why he didn't think they would work too well. And yet I noticed a couple of years later he was actually trying it. Never did find out what he thought of it because, well, I just didn't. Anyway. If I wasn't using fiber optics and I wanted to use LEDs, how would I do it? Not the way other people do it, the way I would do it. I like to be kind of different, you might say. Do it. What's that old song? Doing it my way or something? Anyway, let's recompose here. I'm not going to drill these out. We'll pretend they're drilled out, okay? Because I'm not going to wire up our Iowa. Whether I eventually someday wire up a smaller ship just for the fun of it, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen after the Iowa's built. I keep talking about the Yamato. Well, we'll see. That's going to be a long ways down the road, especially if I keep talking. Okay, let's recompose here, and I'll tell you what I think would be a good way to go. For me. Not for you. You'd do it much better than I would. I got a comment just a few minutes ago from somebody, right just after I turned off the camera there from the last scene. But I gotta share this with you. He said that he had watched episode number 1, and he'd always wondered what is it behind that small white door that's in my workshop. And that's true. Generally, if you see my entire workshop, if you're looking towards that door, I've got that door closed, and usually you can't see what's in there. And he was wondering, he says, is there maybe Christmas bowls, pens, clocks, boxes of unfinished model ships? No, do you know what's behind that door? My washer and dryer, and a lot of cobwebs. That's all, nothing special. Yeah. Well, thanks for watching. Okay, you can see this inside a lot better than you can see this inside, even though on this inside you can see where the portholes are. I'm starting to make a lot of sense, aren't I? Okay, so let's assume we've got all our 24 holes drilled out here, and we want to have the light shine through, but we don't want really, really bright pinpoint lights showing. We just want it, just sort of a nice little glow like it would naturally look at, no matter which angle you happened to look at. You wouldn't see the LED bulb. Okay, if the LED bulb was like this, unless it rolls away, okay, and you were to and the porthole was right here, and you were looking in like this, you'd see a real bright pinpoint light, right? And whereas if you're off to the side, you wouldn't see it, because you'd be looking in this way. I think you get the idea. But what I would do is I would take and I would cut something translucent. Somebody had suggested using the micro crystal clear on the windows, but I think you still have the same problem with, if you were looking at it at a particular angle, you would almost be looking directly at the LED bulb, which is extremely bright. Even when they're dimmed down, they're bright. And so I would probably glue something all the way along the inside it would almost be something just like this, okay? Only it would be set in a little bit, and it would be translucent, a piece of white plastic that that you couldn't see through, but light would pass through it. So, yeah, and then I would place my bulbs. This piece here is open, but I think that it doesn't matter. We're not going to do it anyway. I think superstructure goes on the top of this, and nothing goes down. So, we could build it up with like a little frame if you wanted to, and then fasten your LEDs in all the way along so that the light would be kind of even. Anyway, that's the way I would do it. I don't know if I want to try and find a sample and rig something up or not here. Okay, let's recompose here and see where we're going with this. Now, if I had known that I was going to maybe want to use this milk jug later, I would not have stepped on it and squashed it down so it would fit better in my recycle bin. But I did. Okay, now this is what I was talking about, something like this. Now, I don't think that glue will stick to this kind of plastic, but this would be a perfect kind of plastic, because light will shine through it, but the light will be diffused. You might want something that's actually a little bit more frosted than this. Maybe a person could take clear plastic and and spray it, with white paint. That might actually work better, but I was thinking about the microcrystal clear, And I'd like to do an experiment. It could be that the viewer that suggested this has already used this and found that it does work. So I think what I'm going to do is take some holes, make some more holes in this thing here, and then we'll do the micro crystal clear thing. And yeah, I'm just sort of thinking out loud here. I don't think we'll be doing it tonight. No, in fact, I'm pretty sure we're not going to do it tonight. But the idea is that maybe the microcrystal clear will diffuse the light enough so that it will not be directional if you were to look directly at the LED behind the porthole. Oh my goodness, I think I must be getting tired, folks. Even I don't understand myself. Okay, thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we'll be seeing you tomorrow back with our two little ladders on the grandstand.